It was last Friday. Buena hit the road to Marana to face the number one team in the state. And although the team ultimately lost 51-38, taking their record to 6-2 overall, there were a lot of highlights for the Colts. And before they host Sunnyside tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right here on this very field, we'll take a few minutes to talk about all of it on today's edition of the Buena Colt football pregame, brought to you by the Ed Morse Automotive Group. Sierra Vista is now backed by Morse. We are joined, as always, by head coach Joe Thomas. Joe, you're notorious for saying either you win or you learn. What did you learn about your team on Friday night in Marana?
Well, I learned that they were able to do what it was that I thought they could do. You know what I mean? It's one thing, you believe in your kids, but they have to believe in themselves. And they, at that game, after we spotted Marana 14 points, they started to believe that, man, that number one ranking is just a ranking, and we can play with these guys. So they started to believe in 21-7, 21-21, 28-28 at half. So I learned that they believe in what they can do and their capabilities. And, we hung with the number one team in the state for up to three minutes left in the game, and that 51, the 51, it looks like it's more than what it was.
Yeah.
But 38-45, is more of what it was looking like. We tried to go for it on fourth down because we're not going to give up and take a knee, and we threw a pick six, but we're not going to give up. So our kids, I learned that our kids believe in their abilities, and they know that they can play with anybody. You just hung with those guys, and we could have beat them. We should have beat them. We had opportunities where we stalled out and we did some things. We had some letdowns. So that was like a playoff game for us. I don't think that we'll see another tough team like them until we either see them again if they're not in the open, or until we play some of those top dogs in Phoenix. But we got battle tested, and we're ready, and we're feeling good.
When you come out of a battle like that, and you're able to see the positives, knowing that this team can hang with literally the top team in the state, what is practice like this week after that kind of loss?
It was good, and I know I didn't sleep much this weekend. It bothered me a lot. Monday I came out and I wanted to see what kind of energy the kids were going to bring. Monday's an energy day anyway, and they stayed positive. There were some good things, and a lot of our supporters, say, "Hey guys, good job on the game." So thank you for all those that support us. We appreciate you guys. Win or lose, we have supporters. There's some people that just like us because we win, and when we win. There's some people that like us win or lose. Those are the true fans that we have. And a lot of support from those guys, and the kids, they came out and everybody's healthy, and they came out of that battle and they're like, man, we could, we really could have got that. And it's just some normal high school mistakes that they made. But it's exciting. And, like you said, we either win or we learn, and we learned a big one right then. And, it took us to our second loss, number 10 right now ranked in the state. And it didn't, some people thought that it would move us up. But our strength of schedule, there were some teams on our schedule that hadn't won, but Marana kind of put us back to even now. So we should jump after we win tomorrow.
And that's the exciting part. Looking ahead to tomorrow and looking at this week's practice, what has been the focus of this week's practice for you?
Just keep believing. Keep believing. Right? When they started believing last week, we played with the best team in the state. If we keep believing this week and we start off believing Friday, electric, and we got to get better and better. So we're prepping now for next week, and we prep next week for the playoffs, and we continue to prep and go to the next round. So we just got to keep on believing. And everybody, like I said, everybody's been positive at practice this week. We're healthy. It's been good, so we love it.
Well, let's talk about Sunnyside again. This is a team that, on paper, it looks like. Again, there's no gimme game in the 5A South. It's just not going to happen, especially not at this point, this late in the season. But looking at records, looking at numbers that they're able to put up versus the numbers that you're able to put up, again, literally against the number one team in the state, it looks like tomorrow night. Obviously, don't take it for granted. But looking ahead to tomorrow night, what are some predictions about that you have right here on this very field that the whole community is going to come out for?
Well, I mean, our kids are upset. They're smiling, but they're like, we let one slip away. So now we're back at home again, and they want to fight. So it's like we're looking to get better. Those things in which we messed up on offense and defense, they want to better those things. So if we bring all those along with everything that we've been doing good, defensively, we feel like we can shut down what they do as long as we stay disciplined. And offensively, we obviously don't want to turn the ball over on any fourth downs and stuff like that. We want to be able to continue to move the ball. We put up 38 on the number one team. We want to be able to double that tomorrow, and just be efficient in what we do, and just have we don't want just a sloppy win. We want we want to work on getting better. And we should get out there tomorrow and handle business on both sides of the ball, offense, defense, special teams, and get with it. And these kids, they want to get back in the win column too. So,
and like you said a couple of weeks ago, after the one loss, and then you come back with a big win, you have a massive win on homecoming.
Yeah.
The way this team responds after a loss, it's going to show tomorrow night, right?
Oh yeah, yes sir. I mean, and we tell them, I said, we all go through so many things in life. But it's about how you handle it. You can take 5 people and they can go through the same situation in life, and you'll probably get some different outcomes. When you have a team concept, you want to be able to go through things, or one thing, which is a loss or whatever adversity, and you want to be able to have the same outcome. That means everybody's hungry to get back in. I mean, we're coaching them up. It's I don't know. I'm happy on how they performed, but of course we're not satisfied because we didn't get the right, proud but not satisfied. And so we've been positive with them this week at practice, but we still been staying on them. Those things in which we need to fix, those are the things that we're harping on, and the things that they do good at, they already know they're doing well. So those aren't the things that we need to harp on. So it's just getting better, playing Buena football, but believing. Just keep believing. You keep believing. You believe in there's people that you probably believed in that didn't believe in themselves. And then when they start to believe in themselves, they start showing you what they're capable of doing. We have a great team here. They work hard, they practice hard, they play hard, they're disciplined. And we just got to continue to work on those things, because sometimes they forget, and they're still 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. But just tomorrow when they come out, if they believe in themselves, which they should, and there's not an overconfident thing, if they believe in their self and their ability, they're going to know that they're going to own the line of scrimmage, they're going to own offense, defense, special teams, and then the outcome's going to be what it may. And we felt like we left some points off the board last week, so we have to get those points on the board. We're open, and we're going to put up as many points as we can respectfully, and then do what we have to do.
I would say that not just about them believing from us and from the crowd. I would look back and say that everyone watching, I'd say that John behind the camera, I'd say you and I, we had people who believed in us.
Oh, yeah.
And that we were able to hopefully step up to the level that they expected us to do. Yeah. And that's exactly what you expect these young student athletes to be able to do tomorrow night right here against Sunnyside High School in Sierra Vista. So when there is a loss, there are no players of the game, no offense, defense, special teams, or team player of the game. But you always usually have always. The last time that you had a loss, we had 2 losses this year. You had some folks, you had some young people, some student athletes that you wanted us to talk to and wanted to highlight that maybe don't get some attention that they normally should or would.
We'll call over a couple. We'll call over one that's been consistent. And of course, we know about Nash and his consistency and how good he's been. But one of Nash's key receivers has been Jaden Thomas. So we'll call him over. We'll let him come in and talk. And then I'll send over 2 more kids.
Oh, now he's got to think. He's got to put it together.
I'm going to send over Ricardo Brooks. Ricardo Brooks, a junior. He's a basketball kid. Came out for football. And he's still.
Is this his first year?
This is his first year playing.
Really?
He was able to score. He scored a touchdown against Desert View, an 80-yarder down the sideline. He's batting footballs down. He had a pick against Betty Fairfax. So I want to call him down, show him a little bit of love. And then I'm going to see I'm going to call down. I'm going to call over Hudson Haymore. Hudson Haymore is one. He shows up every day. He works hard. He's on the scout team. He gives these guys a look as much as possible. He's excited to get out there and be on the kickoff team and make plays. And he brings an energy to the team. He's the type of kid where you guys say, hey, stop tackling. But he's a great kid to have around. He's willing to work and do anything. So I'll call Jaden, and then I'll call Ricardo, and then I'll call Hudson.
Awesome. Well, you go snag them as we continue on with this episode of the Buena Colt pregame, brought to you by the Ed Morse Auto Group. Sierra Vista is now backed by Morse. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle in and around Sierra Vista, stop by any one of the Ed Morse automotive dealerships today. They are going to bring over some folks for us to talk to, and I didn't tell Coach this, but it is Halloween, so I do have a special question for each of these kids, each of these young student athletes is what I should say. I'm going to put this down right here because, sir, good to see you again. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Jaden Thomas, wide receiver DB.
And what grade are you in, Jaden?
I'm a junior.
Jaden, you are a junior, and looking at coming off of a game that, boy, it was a up and down. It was like a high and low game where it's like you guys believed. Your dad,
we did,
head coach Joe Thomas said the key was believing. What was that belief like? How palpable was it on the field with you and your teammates on Friday in Marana going against the number one team in the state?
Well, it was like we've never been Marana like the past 4 years, so every game we go into like really wanting it, but we never go into the actual game with that confidence. And I feel like last week, unfortunately, we did lose, but we went into the week so confident and like we had perfected our crafts. Like every practice was just on time. Like everyone was doing good and doing our thing. So when we went into the game, we were just like, we're ready. And we put up the best performance we could, They're the best team in the state right now.
Yes.
And I think we held our own. So I'm proud of my guys, and I feel like we could do better.
1,000% agree that you held your own. And looking ahead, how is that confidence going into tomorrow night when Sunnyside comes here?
Well, I feel like all the teams that we play from now on, like they need to watch out because you see what we can do against the number one team in our division. So like, why would we not put up numbers against other teams? Marana beat Sunnyside by 40 something, so they're gonna come here. We're about to put 80 on that scoreboard, and we're about to take care of business. Everything from here on out, we just got to win. That's our goal.
And Jaden Thomas, the final question that I will ask you, it is October 31st as people are watching this. It is Halloween.
Right.
What is Jaden Thomas's go-to favorite Halloween candy?
To Halloween, I love Reese's, man.
I can't beat it. Now the
Reese's.
cups or the pieces? Or like the mini cups?
I like every season they come out with like for Christmas there's a tree.
Yes.
Halloween there's a ghost. So
Yes.
I always get.
You go for it. That's a great answer.
Yes, sir.
My man, great to talk to you. Thank
I
you so much for your
appreciate you.
time. We'll have the next one. Come on in. And who's next? Good to see you, sir. How are you doing today?
Good.
What is your name? Introduce yourself to everybody.
Ricardo Brooks, running back in DB.
Ricardo Brooks. What grade are you in?
10th. 11th.
11th grade. 11th grade. That's all right. Time flies,
Yeah.
Now, I was told that this is your first season playing on Buena Colt football.
Yes, sir.
But basketball is your first sport.
Yeah.
What are some of the similarities in the way you prepare for basketball versus the way you prepare for football? What are some of the similarities in either workout, mentality, exercises?
I would say the mentality. You always want to go into the game strong and stuff like that.
Yeah. And as far as footwork, how is it different in football from basketball? Were you able to make that transition? Because a lot of times you hear about, especially tight ends in the NFL, a lot of them were former basketball players. John could probably list off 35 of them from the 1980s and 90s because that's what he's good at. But looking at the basketball players who were able to adapt to football, how have you found that transition yourself?
I found it at first it was kind of I didn't know at first, but I found it I started getting it going. So yeah.
Well, that's good too. So let's talk about tomorrow night. Tomorrow night you're gonna be on this field.
Yeah.
You're gonna be with your brothers in battle against Sunnyside.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what you're feeling for tomorrow.
I'm feeling good because last week we played one of the best teams, so Sunnyside's gonna get our best. Yeah.
I love that. Man, before I let you go, it is Halloween. So I have to ask you, my friend, what is your go-to favorite Halloween candy?
It's either between Skittles or Reese's.
Two great choices. My friend, good to see you. Best of luck tomorrow night. Thanks for talking to us. Who's next? Come on. Oh, we got two more. All right, look at this. Got an extra one here. Man, how are you doing? Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Hudson Haymore.
Hudson Haymore. Man, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior, Hudson. All right. Well, talk about what positions you play on this team.
I play special teams and outside linebacker.
And one thing your coach talked about before he brought you over here was he said, something about Hudson is he's a guy who always follows through on every single play. You have that tenacity to make sure you play through the whistle. What is it inside of you that just makes sure that you have that in you to always give 100% on every single play?
To be honest, I grew up with a family of 6 brothers, and I just hate to lose. And so it just gives me that drive to work harder than my brothers have ever had and work harder than everyone else.
What's it like being with these, with your brothers in battle, your brothers in blue here on this field?
To be honest, I wouldn't rather go with anybody else other than these guys. It's probably the best experience of all time.
Well, let's talk about tomorrow night on this very field as Sunnyside will be coming to town. What are some of your thoughts or feelings about tomorrow night's game? How has this week's practices been?
This week's practices have been really tough on all of us, especially because we lost to Marana, and it's like it's it's been hitting us hard because at least it's been hitting me hard because I really wanted that region champ title, but Sunnyside don't know what's coming to them. Is what I got to say.
And we'll find out when they come here tomorrow night. Before we let you go back to practice today, got to ask you, Hudson, what is your all-time favorite Halloween candy?
The white Kit Kats or the Reese's Pieces?
Look at that. He's going deep cut with a white Kit Kat. I love that, man. So great to talk to you. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great practice today, and can't wait to see you tomorrow. We got one more. Come on down. Oh, my gosh. Good to see you. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Xavier Carr.
Xavier, what grade are you?
I'm a junior.
You are a junior. Let's talk about what positions you play for the Buena Fighting Colts football team.
I play D tackle and occasionally right guard.
So occasionally right guard, but mainly D tackle then.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like on that field on Friday in Marana, being on the defense and again watching your offense kind of come back, get you in that game, and then the defense actually holding them, and you guys held it to get a lead. What was that like? What was the emotion like on the sideline?
I can say nothing else, but it was thrilling. When you see offense making a drive, you got to get back on D, make sure you get that ball back so that they can go ahead and do their thing again.
Yeah, and looking ahead to tomorrow, it's going to be Sunnyside. It's not going to be sunny days for Sunnyside when they hit this field tomorrow. Is that correct?
That's correct. All I know is Sunnyside better be ready because we're coming fast.
Talk about this week's practices from your standpoint. How have the lineman practices been? I mean, what is the intensity like, even coming after a loss? Do you think it's a greater intensity coming after a loss, or is the intensity always high no matter what?
Intensity is always high. I mean, linemen, we're always in the trenches, so you really got to be ready no matter who's in front of you.
Well, I know that you'll have a lot of guys in front of you, but you'll be mowing them all down on the defense. Before we let you go, Xavier, as this is Halloween, what is your all-time favorite Halloween candy, my friend?
I mean, you can never go wrong with a good old Kit Kat.
Come on, I'd love that. Great answer. Have a great rest of your practice today and a great game tomorrow night, my man. Thank you so much for your time. Good to see you. Before we wrap up, we'll get Coach Thomas back over here just for one last second because, Coach, I asked all of these amazing students. First of all, thank you for bringing them over here. Amazing young men, and again, their outlook. I could feel the intensity just coming off of them, even as they're focused on today. Obviously, we're here just to interrupt their practice. Basically, you let us do that, which I appreciate. And then getting to ask them about Halloween. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
I mean, Skittles, you can't go wrong, and then my chocolate would be Reese's peanut butter cups, Reese's.
It's almost a clean sweep for Reese's here today, John. This is crazy, man.
And most people think some people forget about the chocolate in Halloween candy. Some people forget about the candy like the Skittles.
Yeah, it's true. I do.
I like them both. So whether it's Skittles, you bring me a bag of Skittles, or you bring me some Reese's, I'm cool with that.
Oh my gosh. Well, Coach, I love that answer, and I love you, and I'm so grateful for you for letting us always come here every Thursday to talk about Buena Colt football. I believe Buena Blue. It wasn't this field that I played on. It was the field over on the other side of town. But there's something special. There's something magical about walking on this field on a Friday night in front of the home crowd. What do you want to say to the home crowd that's watching you right now about tomorrow night?
Again, we appreciate you guys' support. Come pack the stands. Bring your jackets. It's going to be a little chilly, but we'll try to make sure it's hot on the field for you guys and make some plays and put on a show for you guys. But the crowd support has been phenomenal. The love that you guys showed us last week, even through a loss, lifted the kids' spirits. It was really nice. We appreciate that, and we have a lot of true fans out there that win or lose, they're supporting our boys, they're encouraging our boys. A lot of restaurants have supported our kids and fed them. You guys just coming out here and being able to talk to them and show them some love, we appreciate it, and we just feel like our part is coming out here and practicing, preparing to win every game and put on the show and do that all while teaching life skills, so that way when these guys get out in society, they're good young men. They're holding the door open for you. They're picking up trash on the street somewhere, or in the parking lot, wherever they're just doing the right things on the field, but also in life. So we love our supporters. We appreciate you guys so much, and continue to come support us. We don't get a chance to shake your hand every day or give you a hug, but if we could, we'd shake your hand. We give you a hug. We tell you we love you, even if we don't know you. We love you because you support what it is that we're doing here at Buena High School and the student athletes. So we appreciate everybody and we love everybody.
He is head coach Joe Thomas of the 6-2 Buena Colts, who will be at home tomorrow night, Friday, November 1st, as Sunnyside will not have sunny days as they come to the field here as the Colts rebound after their loss to Marana, the number 1 team in the state. And whatever you do today, go buy a bag of Skittles for this man right here, and make sure, or Reese's, and make sure that he's ready to go. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Buena Colt Football Pregame, brought to you by the Ed Morse Auto Group, online at edmorse.sierravista.com. Sierra Vista is now backed by Morse. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, stop by any one of the Ed Morse dealerships in Sierra Vista. Please do us a favor, share this video around, tag all your Buena friends. I know they'll share it on the Buena football page, which has tons and tons and tons of viewers on that private page, by the way. So thank you for accepting me. I normally don't get invited into cool groups like that, even as an alumni. But make sure you share this video around to all your friends and let them know all the good things that are happening through this Buena football program here in Sierra Vista. Thank you, Coach, and thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and go Colts. See you next time.